Hi, this is Deepak. How are you? So I'm here in Omaha at the annual Strength Finders meeting hosted by Gallup. It's an extraordinary event. I'm giving the keynote this morning on what shall I call it? The future of our evolution as a human species. But I thought since I have a little time, I could answer today's question on discoveringyourcosmicself.com. The questions are being asked by readers who are reading You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters. And I thank you all for engaging in this conversation and for collectively expanding our awareness of existence and our awareness of awareness and our process that we call self-realization. So today's question comes from a reader who calls himself, I think that's his code name. His code name is Ruhi, nice name, and his real name seems to be Pawan Vashisht, a good Brahmin name from India. And his question is very long, but I'll try and shorten it. So Pavan says, what happens when we die? Where goes the person called me? I strongly believe me is nothing. It is only when it is conscious and has a body. When we sleep, we find no connection with body. We are just imagination. That's what happens after death. We are nothing, just consciousness. When we die, we leave this body having physical characteristics and limitations. But when we die, we are the universe. We are infinite. What happens when we are reborn? Nothing. We are again caught in the six senses made by neurons. Okay, there are lots of errors here, but I'll just read the whole thing. What are previous life memories? So he ends his letter by saying, do whatever you want to do. There is nothing good or bad. Everything we see outside is created by people not smarter than you. Just be free from desires. How? That's a big question. And then he goes on to say, I really don't know what to do. I kill my desires. I try to do what society teaches me to do to get a comfortable life. And I'm still not sure whether I did the right or wrong thing. I had a comfortable life with good job and ideal family, but something inside me is really missing. So Pawan Vashisht seems to be going through the existential doldrums, maybe even getting close to what is called the dark night of the soul, or nihilism, or extreme skepticism, and possibly a bit of depression. Pavan, you need to take some time off and enjoy life, and then we can also address these questions simultaneously. So the first thing I would like to say to you as an answer is that in the deeper reality, there is no such thing as a person. There is no such thing as a person. It's a construct. It's a construct made by a species of consciousness that we call Homo sapiens, the wise ones, a name we gave to ourselves. So there is no such thing as a person, because a person is a process of a ceaseless activity. And that ceaseless activity is an intermittent stream of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, sense perceptions that are modified forms of awareness, that are modulations or excitations of awareness or consciousness. That consciousness, as I've said previously, is not in time and does not occupy space either. It is formless, dimensionless, uncreated, invisible, intangible. But as it interacts with its own self, it creates a stream of intermittent sensations, images, feelings, thoughts that are interpreted by humans as mind, body, and universe. But what is a thought? It's a modified form of awareness, isn't it? If I ask you to think of your mother and you have that thought, you modified awareness into that thought. You are awareness that modified itself into that thought. Similarly, if I ask you to have an image, and say an image of the Empire State Building or whatever, as soon as you have that intention, you modify your awareness into that image. Also, if I ask you, are you in love with a certain person, and if you are, then you modify that awareness, which is you, into the feeling that we call love and emotion. And the same is true of sense perceptions. You know, if you're depressed, then everything looks gloomy to you. The weather is cloudy, but it's gloomy as well. On the other hand, if you're in love, then the same cloudy weather is romantic, and you might even write a song or a poem. So sense perceptions are influenced by feelings and thoughts and images of past experiences that we have. And these intermittent streams of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, perceptions are once again interpreted as mind, body, universe, but there is no such thing as a person as such, because the person is a process. You know, it shows up on this planet as a baby, as a toddler, as a young person, as an adult, as an old person, and as a disappearance. But that appearance and disappearance has been happening all along. It happened the moment you had the experience of that which humans call body, mind, and universe. So every moment, in a sense, your body, or that which you call your body, or that which you call your person as a body-mind, is constantly being born and is constantly dying. So birth and death are happening to experience in every now of experience. Birth and death are happening to every now, in every now of experience. Your body-mind being part of that experience. And what is modifying itself into the experience of birth and death is timeless awareness, is timeless, spaceless, unbounded, infinite, intangible, invisible awareness. That's your true identity. So at first, this realization that there is no such thing as me as a person, the only me, the only I that exists, is that in which the person is also experienced as a process, just like everything else, like every other experience. That is the shift you need to make, that will take away your gloom and transform it into a beautiful understanding of your infinite, timeless, boundless, intangible, invisible, dimensionless being, existence and awareness of existence. And that's all there is. Knowing this and being grounded in this experience is liberation or enlightenment. Enlightenment is just getting rid of all these human constructs that have been imposed upon us by the conditioned mind for centuries and centuries of indoctrination. So historical conditioning and indoctrination, political conditioning, these days media and social networks, including me, and of course then there's economic conditioning, geographical conditioning, religious conditioning, cultural conditioning of all kinds, on and on and on, which creates for an interesting life experience, because here we are, people or persons interacting with other people and persons, and creating sometimes good and sometimes a lot of havoc in the world, a lot of insanity in the world, a world that is full of violence, war, terrorism, eco-destruction, climate change, social economic injustice, because we are all confused about our identity. The separate self is socially induced hallucination. So waking up is the only cure for existential doldrums. What happens to a person upon death? Well, they remain who they are, which they have always been: timeless, boundless, infinite awareness, being, consciousness, spirit. The soul being a specific residue of experience that can recycle through new experiences, or recycle as new experiences, but those experiences will still be an intermittent stream of sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, sense perceptions in timeless now. You are the timeless now, you are the timeless being, in which time also and space-time also are experiences. So I am hopeful that you're understanding this. Somebody said it is difficult to let go of some of these experiences, children, friends, etc. But actually, if you let go of your attachment to them right this moment, at the same time are free to love right this moment, your love and your experience will take you to a new level. Rob Duman says, fact is you don't know. Well, are you referring to yourself, Rob, or are you referring to me? Because I do know through daily practice that I'm a timeless being. I do know through daily reflection, through daily transcendence, through daily self-reflection, through daily self-inquiry, that the I, which we all refer to, is not a person. The I is that in which the person is an experience. The I is that in which all this is an experience. The I is that in which the whole universe is an experience. I is the silent witnessing awareness, the screen of consciousness in which all experiences are modulations of consciousness itself. Rebecca says she knows. Yes, Rebecca, I agree with you. A lot of people know. Ask yourself, Rob, who is it that wants to know? What is it that wants to know? Who is it that knows or does not know? Stay with that and you will experience the self of the individual, which is also the self of the universe. So, back to you in a moment. Back to you in a moment. I'm getting an interrupt here, so I'll be back to you in a moment. All kinds of beautiful comments from all of you. Ego must die. Hello from cloudy Greece, Doctor. Hello to you. So is the cloudy Greece today romantic? And how are you interpreting it? How are you interpreting it? So here I am in Iowa. No, sorry, I'm not in Iowa. Please don't get offended, Gallup. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm wishing you all a really good day, and I hope I answered the question that was asked today. Nikki says everything is energy. Nikki Michelin. Energy is a construct, Nikki. There is only awareness, and it creates constructs. And again, these are useful constructs. E is equal to mc squared, mass, energy, space-time, information, matter. These are useful constructs. They help us create the human universe. But they also create lots of problems. Go beyond the constructs and you'll find your true self. Okay, finally, what happens to a person when they die? Nothing happens because the person never existed. The person was born and died in every moment as an experience. All that exists is timeless being, that which was never born. Ground yourself there and you will be free. Free to love, free to create, free to imagine, free to change your perceptions or interpretations of perceptions, free to think, free to emote, free to create your reality. Lots of love to all of you from this wonderful place that I'm in, Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm then, after my lecture, I'm going back today to New York, later today to New York. Lots of love.